All right, we welcome you to another edition of Rams Recap. What a great game we had yesterday. The Rams come out on top of the Lions 41-34 to improve to 11-3. I'm E. We welcome you. Just 10 more days left till Christmas, but for a lot of us, let's just say we got a Christmas present early with this Rams victory. So let's go over a quick recap of what happened yesterday. Talk about the stats here for the Rams. How about Matthew Stafford continues to play good football? Even though he had that big turnover, he still played well. 24 of 38 for 368, two touchdowns, and interception. How about the running play by Kyron Williams and Blake Corum? Combined 149 yards of rushing offense. Williams, 15 rushes, 78 yards, two touchdowns. He did have a catch for 10 yards. Blake Corum, who's been exploding in the later half of the season, 11 rushes, 71 yards, touchdown. Puka Nakua, a great game. He had a career high 181 yards catching on 9 receptions. Kobe Parkinson, he played a role. He stepped up in the injury to Tyler Higbee. 5 catches, 75 yards, two touchdowns. Davante Adams, 4 receptions, 71 yards. He did leave the game, though, unfortunately, because of a hamstring injury. And we'll talk about that in a moment. Also, Davis Allen, he did contribute 3 receptions for 16 yards. And then Tutu Atwell, who we have not seen lately because of injury, his first game back, he had a catch for 9 yards. Look for him to get involved more in this offense. Now, as far as the defense goes, um, Nate Manman, 10 catches, 10 tackles, um, 6 solo. Emmanuel Forbes had 6 tackles, 4 solo. Cam Curl, 6 tackles, 3 solos. Kobe Turner had 5 tackles with 3 solo ones, and you see Byron Young with 3 tackles. Now, this team did not get a sack in the game. They got close to Goff a couple of times, but they were not able to get close to them enough to get a sack. As you know, Jared Goff can run out of the pocket. He can throw the ball. He can make plays, and we saw him make a lot of plays yesterday against this Rams defense. So there's a lot of work that the defense are going to have to do this week in practice. And it's a short week, by the way, as the Rams will take on the Seahawks this Thursday at Seattle. Now, these are my points of the game. Again, this is not based on what someone said. This is how I saw it. My point of view here. And they were able to recover, which I'm talking about the Rams. We saw Matthew Stafford throw that interception on the first play to Hutchinson, which we all thought it was going to lead to disaster. Even though Detroit got off to a good start, they were not able to finish. And the Rams were able to recover early. And when I mean early, they kept this game close as they can get. They were down mostly 10 points, but by halftime, they were able to draw within 3. Even though the Lions scored in the third quarter, the Rams held them scoreless after that, 17 in a row. That's why I say they shut the Rams out 17-0 in the third quarter. And then the defense, again, I mentioned it in the last clip, they'll have to adjust because they're playing Seattle. They have to get to Sam Darnold. They got to limit that dangerous passing. They got to limit the run game. Here they gave up 34 points, which is not a good thing, though, but they did win the game. Let's not take that away from them. But the defense has to improve here. They played well the last 2 weeks, but we all knew this was going to be a shootout. Even the analysts say it was going to be a shootout. It was a shootout from the moment this game started, and it was just a shootout after that. So defense did play a part in the third quarter because they got key stops that got the Rams going, and they just ran away from it, and they never looked back. Yes, that also includes the Parkinson touchdown that should have not counted. See the replay, his knee hit the 1 yard line, so that should not have been a touchdown. Unfortunately, it was really a touchdown, and the Detroit Lions couldn't do anything about that. And I think that's what really hurt them right there. As we mentioned, the Rams offense, it's back-to-back games. They scored over 40 points, 500 point total offensive yards. Let me ask you a question. Does this sound familiar? Do the words greatest show on turf mean anything to you? And yes, I'm talking about the 2000 Rams, the St. Louis Rams with Kurt Warner, Marshall Faulk, Isaac Bruce, Torrey Holt, Ernie Conwell, you name it, Ricky Pro. I'm seeing a lot of this here. I'm seeing Matthew Stafford playing the Kurt Warner role. I'm seeing Kyron Williams, or actually Blake Corum, play the Marshall Faulk role. And then you have the receivers in Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams. They're playing the roles of Isaac Bruce and Torrey Holt, which we know Cooper Kupp had that role, but he's no longer on his team. So these are the 4 points that I saw here that helped the Rams beat the Lions 41-34 yesterday at a great game at SoFi. It was just a marvelous game. Both sides. Hats off to both players, both teams, and to Jared Goff. Unfortunately, we do have an injury report to report. Mentioned Devontae Adams did leave the game yesterday. It was due to a hamstring injury. It seemed the hamstring has been bothering him for quite a while, and it finally caught up to him. As we did see the replay in the game, it was a non-contact injury. He was running the route, and he just fell, and he hurt his hamstring. Again, I do want to make that clear. This was a non-contact injury. Nobody hit him. It's just something that happened. Right now, his status for Thursday is uncertain. It's TBD, which is why I put that. It's going to be determined. We will monitor it. We will update if anything happens or if he will be ruled out. Again, this is a short week. They got to be in Seattle on Thursday for the game. We will sincerely hope that he is part of the offense. He is a leader in touchdown receptions with 14. He's a very vital, important guy when it comes to the goal line. We've seen Stafford throw it to him many times at the goal line situations, or he'll run the ball with Williams or Corum. Maybe it's time to get Puka involved. Have Puka start becoming more involved in the goal line stance, or have him used as possum. But losing Devontae will be a key point for them in the goal line. So they're going to have to make adjustments in order to see what they can do to combat that Seahawks defense. And then Puka Nacua, he did get hurt yesterday. He did have cramps, however, but he did finish the game, which is a very good sign, but we will monitor that as well throughout the week. Also, Coach McVay said the same thing yesterday. I'll read it here. Quote, I can't imagine that's good for Thursday with just a short amount of time, but I certainly wouldn't rule him out yet, but it didn't look good. That's from Sean McVay when he addressed the media yesterday. So far, there hasn't been any updates today, so we'll monitor that still. If anything brings up, we'll pass it along. And the very important scenario here, the NFC West. We have a tie atop the division, and we have one team within the game of the leaders. Now, keep in mind, let me remind you that the Rams did beat the Seahawks a couple of weeks ago here at SoFi. So this meeting on Thursday could decide a division, but don't count out the 49ers. They're still a game out. And the Rams did split the season series with the 49ers this year. Would have been different had they won at SoFi, but again, that's why they play the game. And the Rams are 5-2 on the road. Seattle is 5-2 at home, so something's got to give here. We'll see what happens on Thursday again. The game will be on Amazon Prime. Of course, we'll be having another post-game show or recap show throughout the week. And that again reminds us the next game is the Rams and Seahawks Week 16. Just 2 more games after this, as the Rams are still number 1 in the NFC standings. If the playoffs started today, the Rams would have home field advantage throughout the playoffs, and they'll get a first round bye or a first game bye in wild card weekend. So very interesting to see what happens. The Rams will play Atlanta and Arizona to wrap up the season. So should be winnable teams, but again, don't count on Atlanta. We saw what they did a couple of nights ago to Tampa, hurt their playoff chances. So they could do the same damage here, which we'll talk about in another episode. Before we go, though, we do want to say this. Want to give congratulations to the Los Angeles Rams, who have clinched another berth in the playoffs. Congratulations to Sean McVay. Congratulations, LA Rams. Let's get to it because this is Rams house, and no one can beat Rams in Rams house. This is our year. I believe it. As long as they play good football, they've played the last few weeks, this team will be unstoppable come playoff time. Now, I do want to share here a little bit of a You can say promotion or shout out here. I want to give a shout out to my boss, Mason. Mason is the producer in charge of Redondo Sports. He is also the founder, leader, say president of Ironclad Digital Media. Now, if you're looking for anything as far as a sportscast event, if you want to have a music video done, or if you need anything type of video, reach out to us on Instagram here. You can follow Ironclad Digital Media or Redondo Sports if you're interested in wanting to bring us in for any type of situation, whether it's a game, an event, music videos, etc. If you're interested, please reach out. You can follow the Ironclad Digital Media Instagram. This is what the picture looks like. As you see, we have our proof of work here as we covered basketball. Right now, this year so far, we uh, did finish covering Redondo Union football, which was a great season, by the way. Congratulations to the Redondo Union Seahawks for making it to the CIF Division 5 championships. Although they lost, it was a great experience for me to be part of these playoffs, being on the broadcast team. Just want to give a shout out to Mason. Mason, thank you for bringing me up this year. This was the best season of high school football I've ever seen. Finally being part of something big, and I thank you for that. And again, if you want any information regarding broadcasting or media production, again, we can follow Redondo Sports, and you can also follow here at Ironclad Digital Media. You can also email for more information, info@ironcladdigitalmedia.com. Well, folks, that's going to do it for this edition of Rams Talk. I want to say thank you guys for watching. Again, subscribe to our YouTube page. Click the little bell there to be notified anytime a video is uploaded. If you missed any portions of it, you can still go back. You can comment. Tell us what you think. Tell us what you want to do with the show as we continue to improve our program here. Again, I want to say E for J. We want to thank you guys watching. And again, we'll see you guys next time. And again, we want to say Merry Christmas as it's almost here. So get your shopping done, but don't forget to subscribe to our page. See you guys next time.